everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. I'm once again joined by my friend Inferno. Say hello.
Hey, Ohio! Alrighty, when we last left off, we just started the investigation after this dead body. We also put Alter Ego in the bathroom to connect to the school network and see if she can't find anything else. And I keep saying she instead of it. Assuming genders are bad.
Okay, yeah, not much happened, so now we're just gonna investigate.
Alright, let's do it. Alright, I'm pretty sure I said this line last time.
Okay.
The victim was Sakura Ugami. What? Look at that eye! It's basically on its own space.
Yeah, and then the period is like right on top of it.
Oh my god. Well, of course there's a period on top of it. It's an eye.
Oh, I meant the one next to it, but yeah, you're right.
The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. Isn't it redundant to say 12 noon?
Yeah.
The body was discovered in the rec room, 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood.
Ooh. Okay.
Hey.
I think this case this time might be a challenge.
I don't even... So, she threw up in the corner over there? Because I don't see anything on her clothes, so...
Let's find out. Why is that?
So...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And, oh my god, so distracting too. And the door had been jammed shut with a chair from the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door.
Locked room mystery.
Okay, I feel like that sentence was like punctuated weird.
Probably.
So if the door was blocked from the inside, and there was no way in or out to the window, there's like zero escape, right?
Zero escape.
Zero escape. 9 people. 9 doors. 9 hours. 9 doors. 9 people.
Yeah.
In other words, this is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this? Fun fact about Detective Conan, for the most part, the creator, Gosho Aoyama, will actually test out his locked room, tricks.
Oh.
So, to be as accurate as possible, he will actually try out a lot of that.
That's cool.
Alright. Are you curious to hear more about what locked room murder entails? Can I tell you about my favorite Sherlock Holmes book?
Yes.
Sure, if you don't mind. As long as it's not talking about the dancing men. Don't want to talk about dancing men. When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room actually exists before the crime is committed. Oh?
In other words...
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption from the outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door. Something like that.
Okay.
However,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school. Somehow. And the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
Yeah.
it's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group.
That's probably the most risky one, but I see.
No, the most risky one is making it look like the killer had a way to lock the room from the outside, but in fact, the moment everyone goes in to the room, the killer actually, at that point, kills the victim. That is the most risky.
Huh.
Like, everyone thinks he's dead already, and then the killer actually then offs him.
So what? He's like unconscious instead of dead?
Yeah, so in one of the cases of Detective Conan, episode 48, don't ask why I know that. The victim was unconscious due to sleeping drugs. And so the detectives burst into the room and they're like, "Is he dead?" And like, the actual killer goes up to him and is like, "Honey, are you alright?" Because I think they at first think he's sleeping, which they would have been correct. And so the killer goes up to him and is like, "Honey, are you alright? Hey, wake up!" And in that moment, she actually pricks him with a poison needle, which actually kills him. And so pretending as if discovering the body is dead, she actually killed him at that moment.
Oh.
But the detectives at first think that he was dead before they entered the room. That is the riskiest one, I think. That sounds like it could have been possible. Maybe.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room?
In other words,
By that I mean, there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room.
There we go.
You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality, it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. So, when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then, Kirigiri, which of those 4 choices seems likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial.
Okay.
But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room. Until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery, and I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else.
Okay. Got a lot to investigate. Let's start with this.
This looks like some kind of wrapper?
Huh?
Ah, that's... Do you recognize it, Asahina?
Well,
Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found how Genocider Show had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura.
Yay, candy.
I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really liked them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my... I mean, I would. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. My candies. You really like them that much?
'Cause, I mean,
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for. That's why I gave it to her. Oh, she's crying. No. They've lost all their flavor. Asahina.
Okay, polka dot candy wrapper.
Delicious. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting in. The glass is all red, and there are the top and bottom sections of the bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle.
Okay.
Good deduction.
I'm impressed for him.
See the stabbed body. What would the cause of death? Knife. There's something else on the ground near the glass. Its figure. It fits in the palm of my hand.
Monokuma is a knight? What?
It's a Monokuma figure? Not the collectible ones. Damn it!
I'm still salty I couldn't find the 5th one in V3. I was so mad. I didn't know they were in the minigames. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, those are a bit more tricky. Let's check out that pile of blood. There's a bloodstain in front of the magazine shelf. Wow, Pepto-Bismol. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far from where she died?
Yeah. Interesting.
We'll check the shelf.
The
All the way
actual
to
shelf.
the right. Yep. Wow, that's a rack. That same shelf full of magazines. It's all different kinds of magazines in there.
Those are the bottles, right?
There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottle?
so...
That's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat's placed inside. You've never seen that?
Poor sheltered child.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I have.
In other words,
So this is the Monokuma version of... This is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. I mean, I guess. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. By looking at bottles. The Monokuma bottle is sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass in the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma was the weapon.
You sure
Closet.
about that?
There's a closet on the right.
Oh, do we need to check? Oh yeah, it's open.
And there's white stuff in it.
Yeah.
Suspicious. Huh? The locker's open. And they're on the inside. It's a handprint?
why?
What's a handprint doing here? I was sleeping in the locker again.
Oh boy.
It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker, and it left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker, and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locker opened, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest.
I don't think so. There's not enough of them for that to be possible.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah. And the locker was already open at that point. And I swear to God, is that what voice acted?
No.
indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then... what does this handprint mean? Damn, why couldn't we take everyone's fingerprint at the... See, if we were in this kind of game, I would... every... fingerprints.
Yeah.
Sakura drew her last breath sitting forward in this chair.
Aw.
And laid it with a comfy chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her. I kinda hate it when they put that twice.
Yeah.
But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood.
Which means internal damage.
And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So, what could have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered other...
Oh, can you say injuries?
injuries.
I'm just gonna end up editing stuff together. That's what I'll do.
Okay. I'm just gonna hear like a really random like injuries angered. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood?
Not a chance.
The Togami!
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location.
Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree?
No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died.
Yeah.
We already know who did it.
I won't forgive you.
Togami! Togo! And for some reason the rest of the text didn't. Hagakure. It has to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. So somehow, I'm very okay with you guys even... anything. You agree with me, don't you, Naegi? Don't you, Naegi-kun?
Oh my god.
Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura had all three of them to meet up with her. You know where? Right here, in the rec room.
Oh.
What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened.
Aw.
If I'd stopped her, even by force even, then this never would have happened. Asahina. It's impossible not to have regrets. I know.
Aw.
A blues account. There's like a set of translators who are doing the academia manga unofficially.
Mm-hmm.
And what makes me laugh is that I really hate these guys because they keep typing in UA as in UU AI.
What?
It's like, that's so stupid. And I was like, wait, what the fuck is UA? Are they trying to type in UA?
Stupid.
This is really fucking stupid. But the fact that she had to ask those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Only he was allowed in here.
There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of the room.
So,
It looked like a protein drink, and it's empty. That is not empty! Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein.
Yep, protein.
Oh man, you would love Akihiko so much. He's hot and loves protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A1. A2, I mean. H.
Yep, A1 sauce.
I can't stop thinking about A1 pictures. What? That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the chem lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey,
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. That must be the parts of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it.
Yeah.
What does that matter?
So,
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to keep note of that.
Yep.
I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. Added to your truth bullets.
Mm-hmm.
An important clue? I'm not sure I see how.
Okay. Yeah.
The chair was shoved against the doorknob, but we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it.
Okay. Well, that will have to be it for today's episode, guys. We will continue investigating in the next one, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this. Thank you, Inferno, for joining me. And until next time, have a nice day. Bye!
Later, every people.